Yep, I don't know why Plant vs Zombies top on today. Maybe it's in the wash, maybe it's fallen to the bottom of my wardrobe, only to be seen again in like 6 months. But whatever, looks like I'm gonna have to do without it today. Big Wave Beach, aka the Death World, aka when Plant vs Zombies got stupid, aka when the game got tough, aka when a lot of people stopped playing the game, aka when EA got money greedy, you get the gist of it. The world was pretty much impossible to complete at the time of release without premium plants and power-ups, and the levelling system did not exist until a long time after the world's launch. Reasons include the zombie density, the toughness of the zombies, the water making plants difficult, and the fact that whenever a new zombie is introduced, you have to deal with them in every level from there. However, it does have some decent obtainable plants, and today I'm ranking them from worst to best on the grounds of use in Big Wave Beach, Other Worlds, sunk cost, and holding up against competitors. Aye Mesa, let's get cracking. Easily taking the bottom spot is the Tangle Kelp. In the first game, this plant was actually pretty good. It wasn't mind-blowingly powerful, but since potato mines can't be placed on pads and squash requires you to spend 50 more sun, the kelp works good as an aquatic counter. In the second game, it's succeeded by the plants that do the job better. It's a good counter for fisherman zombies, there's a chance another zombie could interfere and the kelp ends up targeting and killing them instead, which to be honest is the main problem with the kelp in general. The plant is greatly useful in the boss stage, as it can stop Dr. Zombus' turbine attack, but overall it has barely any use. The fact it's a world exclusive plant doesn't help, because at least in the first game you can use it in 2 worlds. In 4th place is the bowling bulb, which is basically what happens when walnut bowling becomes its own plant. This is one of those plants that seem very impressive at first, but when you actually use it, you're let down. The reason I say that is because upon planting it, it fires this bulb starting at small, then medium, then large, which sounds pretty good due to the damage variation. However, the bulb will only keep growing the small bulb and firing that unless the lane is vacant for a period of time. This firing method is a major letdown, and to be honest, I would probably revise my list of worst plants of Plant vs Zombies 2 list to include the bowling bulb if it wasn't for the level upgrade system. I say that because when the plant's upgraded, its order changes, so eventually if you get it high enough, you'll fire the orange one first and keep recharging that one each time, making it a lot more powerful. Other upsides to the plant are its ability to ricochet off zombies to damage a whole pack of them, and its plant food effect, which is effective at crowd control and regenerates its bulbs, but all in all, it's not a great plant. The middle spot on this list goes to the banana launcher, aka banana! Despite my generally favourable views on heavy artillery plants, the banana launcher doesn't make it that high up this list. Don't get me wrong, its damage is brutal and its manual fire mode allows it to pick off highly dangerous and protective threats like octopus zombies easily. However, the banana can't one-shot zombies like bucketheads on its first level, so you can't quite use it as a last second killer if one is about to reach your house. The sun cost is also another challenge as it's tied with a windmelon for the most expensive plant in the game, but once you've got it down, you can lay the smack down. Another issue I have is that I often accidentally misfire the banana, leaving me waiting for 20 seconds for it to shoot again. Also, you can't plant it on minecarts for some reason. Runner up is the lily pad. This is a weird ranking, and originally I was going to have the top of the list because it's vital to pass every level in Big Wave Beach, right? Well, being a world exclusive plant knocks it down just a bit, especially because water is never featured in Pinata parties and rarely in other modes such as Penny's Pursuit. Not to mention that there are a few plants that can be planted in water without the lily pad, such as the ghost pepper, rutabaga and cauliflower. However, none of those are like straight attacking plants, so in order to pass a Big Wave Beach level, you should probably just bring the lily pad. It's so important that attempting a level in this world without the lily in your inventory brings up a message. All in all, while it's not number 1, its use has greatly increased in comparison to the first game, as in there you can just use multi-lane plants to tackle water zombies. And finally, we have the number 1 spot, which I've given to the Guaca. Dumb name aside, this plant is a great one that doesn't get enough credit. While it may operate like a standard pea shooter at first glance, the Guac is much more than that. It rushes when attacked and takes down a whole lane. While it may not be super damaging, it's a good clearer for low health enemies, and its plant food effects can get you out of a pinch. It can also be planted on water without a lily pad, although that's not super useful as it can't use its ranged attack on there, so it's only really good for its rush attack. But the best thing about this plant in my opinion is that it's great to use and don't lose more than X plants levels, as its rush attack is kinda like a mini instant kill, but doesn't count as losing a plant. Sure, plants like the Chomper and Toadstool exist, which are multi-use instant kill plants, but they're for people willing to spend the big bucks, so for the freebies, Guaca does a good job. It may have also been somewhat outclassed by the parsnip, but that's also for those willing to spend the big bucks, so it doesn't keep the guac from topping this list. That's my list, and that's the 10th one done, meaning, yep, there's only one more. Post your list in the comments below, remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching.